I just got my Nintendo Switch 2 just a couple hours ago. I had it on pre-order and it arrived on my doorstep this morning. And so I've unboxed it. I've even had a chance to play around with it a little bit, play Mario Kart. And I wanted to come and give some initial thoughts and impressions, particularly because I'm actually not a Nintendo person. The last Nintendo that I even played was the Nintendo Wii like 15 years ago. This is the first Nintendo device that I personally have ever purchased. And honestly, I'm really excited about it. The reason that I was even interested in this in the first place is because recently I've become obsessed with gaming handhelds like the ROG Ally and the Steam Deck. So it felt kind of natural to purchase one of these and try it out. Now, obviously, one of the biggest reasons you buy something like this is because you want the Nintendo experience. You want the Nintendo titles and things like that. And like I said, I'm not a Nintendo guy, so I'm not necessarily into the Nintendo titles. But I do have a young son, and I would like to have a console that is a little bit more family friendly and has some more family friendly titles and can do multiplayer a little bit easier and things like that. So that was really the reason that I wanted to pick this up. And there is, in fact, some pretty decent titles that I am personally interested in, Cyberpunk 2077 being one of them. I have yet to purchase and download that one in particular, but I am kind of excited and curious to see how that performs on the Nintendo Switch 2. Right out of the gate, one thing that just shocked me was just how insanely thin this is. Really, really thin, very sleek. Ergonomically, because of how thin it is, it's not the best feeling in the hands. But honestly, I think I'm okay with that just because of how tiny this thing is and the fact that I think from a travel perspective, this is actually a far superior device to something like the ROG Ally or even the Steam Deck because it's so thin. So again, a big reason that I got this was so that I could play this with friends and family. And I love that it comes with a dock that you can just plug in to the TV, dock it, connect some controllers, and away you go. And along those same lines, this is something that is new to me, is these detachable Joy-Cons. Really cool feature. And I did even play with those a little bit just on Mario Kart World this morning. And surprisingly, it's actually very playable. I didn't think that this little tiny controller would be something that you could even play on, but obviously you can just connect a third-party controller or Nintendo's controller and be playing multiplayer with this thing docked. So I really like the fact that you can dock this and play on a TV and that kind of thing. So I'm definitely going to be trying that out. But at least right now, initial impressions are very positive. Another big question that I have overall is just performance-wise, how is this going to perform in various games? I've been seeing lots of talk online about how this is a not very powerful device at all, and I'm sure that it's not anything near what my ROG Ally X is, but I'm more interested in the experience, not the specs. So that's going to tell me the story at the end of the day. It matters what you do with the power that you are given rather than just raw specs on a spec sheet. So I'm not going to make a judgment call on the performance yet, but I am fairly confident that it'll probably be pretty decent. Something else fun that I kind of forgot about while I was filming the B-roll, you'll actually see I'm using a different dock. I totally forgot that there's this little kickstand in the back, and that's a really handy feature to have. And it feels surprisingly stiff, though it's like very thin plastic, so, you know, not sure how that's going to hold up long term, but it does seem very stiff and fairly robust for what it is. Again, this is just initial impressions. I've literally had this for like 2.5, 3 hours at this point. So this is very, very early impressions. But if you're someone who is looking at the Nintendo Switch as someone who isn't a Nintendo person, or someone who maybe isn't interested in the Nintendo titles as much, this video is more so for you. I do think that this will be a fairly decent device for just a regular person who's not necessarily like a Nintendo fanboy. I think that there's some pretty decent titles that it's already launching with, and some decent titles that are coming down the pipeline as well. So of course, I do plan on making a full-on in-depth review on the Nintendo Switch 2, but I just wanted to provide some initial thoughts and impressions and you know, get a video out there because I don't want to be left out of the fun with everyone else uploading their reviews and whatnot. So anyway, here we go. This is the Nintendo Switch 2. Really excited to play this, put it through its paces over the next couple weeks. So if you do want to see that full in-depth review, make sure you subscribe, comment down below, let me know your thoughts on the Nintendo Switch 2, and please give this video a thumbs up. That'll actually really go a long way in helping me out with the algorithm and getting views and getting subscribers and growing this channel. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.